Hi class! I know what some of you might be thinking. Mrs. Collier, where are you at? Why are you outside? Well, today was just such a beautiful day. I wanted a little bit of a change of scenery. Instead of recording inside, I decided to go outside. The sun is shining and it's so warm and it feels great. So, I'm going to be doing some of our lesson outside today. Let's get started. So at the beginning of a lot of our lessons, we begin with something called phonemic awareness. So you might recognize some of the activities we've been doing together. A lot of the times, Mrs. Collier will say a word and I'll ask you to listen and say the beginning sound. So we'll be doing that for most of our lessons. So let's get started. I'm going to say some words. And when I say the word, I want you to listen for the beginning sound of the word. Are you ready? When I say the word bat, bat, what is the beginning sound for the word bat? B, b. It is the B sound. So when I say beginning sound, it's just that first sound you hear in the word. What about the word key? Key. We hear the k, k sound. K is the beginning letter and k is the beginning sound for the word key. Awesome job. Let's keep going. What about the word mop? Mop. What is the beginning sound for the word mop? M, m. The M is the letter at the beginning of the word mop, and m is our beginning sound. What about the word go? When I say the word go, what is that beginning sound? G, g. G is the first letter and G is the sound for the word go. What about the word rug? Rug. What is the beginning sound for the word rug? R, r. We hear the R of the beginning sound. So R is the beginning letter and R is the beginning sound for the word rug. Oh, here's a beginning sound we don't get too often. What about the word zip? When I say the word zip, what is the beginning sound? Z, z. The Z is the first letter of the word zip, and our beginning sound is Z. Good job. Let's do one more. What about the word jar? Jar. When I say the word jar, what is the beginning sound? Do you know? J, j is the beginning sound. So J is the first letter in the word jar. So J is our beginning sound. It's a little bit different than when we say the word go. G, g is our beginning sound. And with jar, it's j, j. So those can be a little bit tricky, so just make sure you pay attention with those. As part of our lesson, we're going to go over some frequency words together. Now, in our last lesson, we had about 4 or 5 frequency words. If you remember, those were the words like are, with, you, and so on. So I'm going to be introducing some new words, and you'll be seeing some of these in our lessons for this week. First frequency word we're going to work with is look. Look. Say the word look. Look. Look is spelled L-O-O-K. Spell it with me. L-O-O-K. Look. The L in the word look stands for the l sound. L. The double O stands for the oo sound. And the K sounds for the k sound. So when you put it all together, you hear look. Look. Our next frequency word is two. Two. Say the word two. Two is spelled T-O-O. Spell it with me. T-O-O. The letter T in the word to stands for t, t. This double O stands for ooh. It makes the ooh sound together. So when you say the word and blend it together, you hear t, ooh, two. Next frequency word is he. He. Say the word he. He is spelled H-E. And when you blend the word he, we hear the sound in H. And this E makes a long E sound. So it says E. So when you put it together, you hear E. He. Our next frequency word is the word have. Say have. Have. Have is spelled H-A-V-E. Spell it with me. H-A-V-E. When you break down each of the letter sounds for have, the H makes the sound. The A makes the short A sound. The V makes the V sound. And the E is silent. So when we put it together, we hear A-V, have. Next word is for. For. Say for. For is spelled F-O-R. Spell it with me. F-O-R. When you break down each of the letter sounds in for, the F stands for the sound, and the O-R make an or sound. So it says f, or, for. And our last frequency word is what. What. Say the word what. What is spelled W-H-A-T. Spell it with me. W-H-A-T. When we break down each of the letter sounds in the word what, our W and our H make a sound, and our A makes a sound, and the T makes the T sound. So when we break it down and blend it together, we get t, what. In one of our stories today, we are going to be reading about a storm. And then later on, we'll be reading about multiple kinds of storms. So I have a few questions to ask you before we get reading those stories today. Have you ever been in the middle of a storm? Have you ever seen a storm? What is an excellent way to spend a storm day? Now, if you remember, excellent is one of our vocabulary words from our last lesson. Excellent means very good. So, what is an excellent or very good way to spend a stormy day? What do you think? What do you miss doing when there's a storm going on? Now, the vocabulary word miss can mean to not reach or get something. But to miss doing something can mean you aren't able to do it right now, but you would really like to. So is there anything that you really miss doing when it's storming outside? Think about that question. How could a storm ruin your plans? If you remember, the vocabulary word ruin means to destroy. So how can a storm ruin or destroy your plans? And my last question is, what do you do when you're outside and a storm suddenly begins? The vocabulary word suddenly means to begin happening quickly. So what do you do when you are outside and a storm begins suddenly? All right, boys and girls, so now we are going to read a story called Susie and the Bandits. So, as we go through our story, you are going to see some yellow highlighted words. Now, these words are going to be our vocabulary words we are going to be working with. this lesson. So Mrs. Collier is going to read the story, and I want you to notice when we get to a vocabulary word. Think about what you think that word might mean. Then after we finish reading the story, we'll go over the definitions of the words. Susie and the Bandits. Each night after dark, bandits roamed the neighborhood. These were no ordinary bad guys. They were a group of raccoons who called themselves the Brave Bandits. Their only goal was to eat as much food as possible from the neighbors' garbage cans. These critters chomped on chicken bones, munched on rotten lettuce, and licked old tuna fish cans. By the time the sun rose, garbage was scattered all over the neighborhood. The other animals chattered and complained among themselves. They were not happy about the raccoons. "These so-called brave bandits have to be stopped," said Polly Possum. "I do not think it's very brave to steal things. They are making a mess in the neighborhood, and the humans are getting angry." "That's right," said Bonnie Bunny. "Just the other day I saw a new wire fence by my bunny hole. The humans think I'm in on it." So Bonnie, Polly, and a group of concerned animals paid a visit to the raccoons. They woke up the bandits and told them that they were putting all of the animals in danger. "What are the humans going to do to us?" the raccoons laughed. "Shine a light on us? Ooh, so scary." "My sensitive ears overheard the humans at a meeting," said Bonnie Bunny. "They talked about fences and loud radios and sprinklers that go off in the night." "Oh, those humans think they're so clever," said Ricky Raccoon. "They've tried sheds and locks and fancy garbage can lids, but they can't stop the brave bandits." The raccoons laughed as the other animals sadly left. Just then a skunk poked her head out of a stone wall. "I can help," she said. "Stinky skunk!" the animals cried and started to run. "Hold still," she said. "My name is Susie, and I'm tired of those bandits too. I will get the raccoons to stop raiding the garbage if all of you will stop calling me Stinky." And so they agreed. That night, Susie waited on the ground by the raccoon's home in a tree. "Move out of the way, Stinky!" Ricky Raccoon yelled as they came down. "First of all, my name is Susie," she said. "Secondly, I'm here because you have got to stop raiding the garbage cans." "Too bad," said Ricky. "We need to eat." With that, Susie sprayed her smelly spray all over the brave bandits. The raccoons smelled so bad that they ran to a nearby creek for a bath. Susie followed them there. As Ricky washed his face, he spotted Susie. "Steady now, bandits," he said. "That skunk is back." "Look around you," Susie said. "There are plenty of berries, insects, and fish here. You do not need to eat the humans' garbage. Finding your own takes a lot more bravery. I promise to not spray you again if you promise to stay away from those garbage cans." And so they agreed. From that night on, the neighborhood changed. The raccoons stopped eating from the garbage cans. The humans left the animals alone. And Susie Skunk was never called Stinky again. What a great story about Susie and the bandits. Now, at the bottom of our page in the red letters where it says Introduce Oral Vocabulary, we are going to go over our vocabulary words for our lesson this week. Our first word is bandits. We saw the word bandits a lot in our story, and it was also in the title of our book. Bandits, or robbers, is another word to describe the word bandits. A sentence from our story that used this word was, "Each night after dark, bandits roamed the neighborhood." So the word bandits means robbers. The word chattered means talked fast. In our story, the word chattered was used when the other animals chattered and complained among themselves. So chattered means to talk fast or talked fast. The word brave means being able to face danger without being afraid. The word brave was used in our story when it says, "I don't think it's very brave to steal things." So the word brave means being able to face danger without being afraid. Our next vocabulary word is the word ears. Ears are the part of the body that hear. The word ears was used in the story when it says, "My sensitive ears overheard the humans at a meeting," said Bonnie Bunny. So the word ears means the part of the body that hears. The next vocabulary word, still, means not moving. In the story we saw this word when it says, "Hold still," she said. So the word still means not moving. And our last vocabulary word, steady. The word steady means calm. It was used in the story when it says, "Steady now, bandits," he said. The word steady means calm. Now we are going to read our main story of our lesson for today. This story is called The Storm. It is written and illustrated by Raul Colom. Our essential question, so what we are asking ourselves, is what happens during a storm? So be thinking about that as we read through our story. What happens during a storm? Pop has come in. Look, he is wet. Tim and Rip ran to him. So two of those words are highlighted. Look is highlighted and he is highlighted. Those are some of our frequency words we learned in this lesson so far. So let's read this page together. Try to follow along with me. Pop has come in. Look, he is wet. Tim and Rip ran to him. Let's do it one more time. Pop has come in. Look, he is wet. Tim and Rip ran to him. Now, why do you think Pop might be wet? Why do you think Pop might be wet? Well, it's storming outside, and if we look in the background behind Pop, we can see it's raining outside. Tim, Rip, and Pop have fun. Tim had to go to bed. So there's another word that's highlighted, the word Rip. The word have is highlighted. Have is one of our frequency words. So we have Tim, Rip, and Pop. Who is Tim in our story? Is he the boy, the older grandpa, or the dog? Tim is the young boy. Rip is the dog, and Pop is the older man who is the grandpa. So it says Tim, Rip, and Pop have fun. Tim had to go to bed. What did Tim and Rip see? Tim hid in his bed. Rip hid too. So what did Tim see and Rip see out of his window? Do you know what he saw? Tim and Rip saw lightning outside of the window. That is why they both hid in their beds. Have you ever seen lightning before? Look what Pop had for Tim. Tim had a sip. Pop had a hug for Tim. He had a hug for Rip too. Why do you think Pop brought Tim a drink? Do you think it's because Pop knew that Tim was scared and a drink might make him feel better? I think so too. Pop sat with Tim and Rip. What a great story about the storm. So what do you think happens during a storm? What do you think happens during a storm? How do you think you would feel if you were Tim? Would you feel scared of the storm? Would you feel happy because of the storm? How do you think you would feel? Now let's read our short story decodable, Can It Fit? By Chandra Majors, illustrated by Elizabeth Allen. It is a tan cap. What can fit in it? So read it with me. Say it with me. It is a tan cap. What can fit in it? A fan can fit in it. Is it for a fan? A fan can fit in it. Is it for a fan? A tin pan is in it. Is it for a tin pan? Now say it with me. A tin pan is in it. Is it for a tin pan? A map can fit in it. Is it for a map? A map can fit in it. Is it for a map? Ram cat can sit in it. Is it for ram cat? Say it with me. Ram cat can sit in it. Is it for ram cat? Look at Sam. It is his cap. Ram is his cat. So let's read it together. Look at Sam. It is his cap. Ram is his cat.